Guys, welcome to the James Bond Show. I'm your host, Krazy Kajeevie, for another edition of the James Bond Show with no fears, limits, or substitutes. And if you're wondering why the Bond theme is very loud, that's because we've got the big Bond car here. Not my little one that I normally use, my little click car, because I could not find... Well, I got it, let me show you. I couldn't find the little click car. Check this out. Alright, that's not so good. And the back there comes up. There you go. So that's super subsonic woofer sound right there. Okay guys, so what are we discussing on this edition of the James Bond Show? Well, I'm going to drop a little bit of a bombshell. It has kind of snuck out this one, but it's kind of gone kind of almost undetected, not detective. Now, if you can have a listen in the background, you'll hear a certain little bit of music. You only live twice music. You're soon going to work out why I'm playing that. So this video is all about a location for No Time to Die. Now, as in the thumbnail, okay, where do I go with this? This is going to be a really interesting video for discussion points, and especially how you guys, I'm really looking forward to how you guys are going to react in the comment section below. So please fill it out with comments. Don't forget to drop a like. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so for more James Bond Show updates. But You Only Live Twice theme is playing because we are getting a Volcano Lair in No Time to Die. That's right. Now I'm going to get to my thoughts on that in a minute, but I'm going to read this. I believe it's from the Daily Mail. So I'm going to have a read of this and then we'll discuss it. Let's get into this. Okay, and excuse me once again because I don't have my glasses. So, footage of the Baddies Lair, and I have edited this down just to make it shorter. Footage of the Baddies Lair was filmed on White Island in New Zealand, where a volcanic eruption in December tragically killed 21 people. Rami Malek plays an evil eco-terrorist hell-bent on destroying the world. The source said, now they don't go into who this source is, but it's supposedly someone within the film company, and there's kind of a bit of proof of that later, so we'll get to that. The source said the lair is supposed to be a former World War II bunker. I don't recall any World War II or World War bunkers in volcanoes, but let's move on. A crew was sent from Britain to film on White Island. The source said it was just the crew, not Daniel Craig and not Rami Malek. And they filmed several months before the explosion happened in December, which killed those 21 people. But it's still very heartbreaking, the source said. We are still not sure if we will include the footage in the movie. There is concern how the fans will react once they find out. Well, they're about to find out now because Krazy Kajeevie of the James Bond Show is putting it out there. Okay, now guys, what I want to address first of all, I want to address the point here that this source said that they're not too sure if they're going to include the footage of White Island, which is basically the volcano. It's a volcanic island. If they're going to include that in the film. If anyone at Eon is listening to this, not that you are, but if anyone listens to this, just me, not only as a Bond fan, but someone who loves marketing, who really just looks at the nitty-gritty of marketing and how things play out, the human psychology of it, it's a bit of a hobby of mine. The way I see this is, and in a humanitarian sense, if Eon were to cut White Island out of this, it would serve absolutely nothing and no good in doing that. You've got to include it. First of all, A, it is stunning. It looks incredible and it's very Bond-like. B, the tragedy that happened had nothing to do with Eon, and the people of New Zealand are not going to be upset that their beautiful part of the world, which they love and they accept that these things happen. And I live very close to New Zealand. I'm actually technically a Kiwi and I have a New Zealand passport. My father was a New Zealander and I've been to New Zealand, and it is a stunning country with beautiful people. So C, the reason you've got to keep this footage in the film, Eon, Barbara, Kerry, Michael, is because there is no part over here, New Zealand, Australia, that has anything to do with the James Bond films, yet you've got so many fans in this region. The closest location for the James Bond fans to go and visit a James Bond location is either Thailand, where they shot The Man with the Golden Gun, or Japan for You Only Live Twice. So I urge Eon not to cut this footage out, to leave it in there, because it's going to help the people of New Zealand. When the film comes out and people see this stunning footage that is going to look amazing, absolutely amazing, and hopefully these scenes were shot in IMAX as well, it's going to help tourism. So the one way to help New Zealand and this section of New Zealand and White Island to get back on their feet is to show the beautiful country, is to show White Island, because it's going to help tourism. And Bond fans all around the world, from Britain, Australia, America, Europe, they're going to go and visit it. And if they're going to visit New Zealand, I bet you they're going to go, oh, well, I want to go to that No Time to Die location with, you know, the SPECTRE Lair. So please, guys, include it. That will respect the New Zealand people and help them get back on track with money coming into the town, letting the town get back on their feet. So please do not cut it. It's stunning, and the people of New Zealand will welcome the tourism dollars. So keep it in the film. Okay, so what I really want to talk in a celebratory way, but sometimes James Bond fans are like Star Wars fans, and they're so hard to deal with. It's like a lot of the Bond fans can get sick of the Craigie Craig era, and it's so serious, yet they're the same ones that complain that Die Another Day was too funny, too stupid. And then they're the ones that, oh, we want, Spectre back, and you get Spectre back. Oh, but why Spectre back? Why is he Blofeld? Why don't they just create new villains? But you're the same people that go on about you want Ian Fleming. Well, Eon have given us Ian Fleming's James Bond in the big 60s filmic way. Now, if we're having this island that's in the thumbnail, we're having that back as a Spectre Lair, and yes, it's a volcano. I think it's incredible. I think it's exciting. Now, could it be where, oh, it's a bit too much like You Only Live Twice? Well, you know what? Maybe Christoph Waltz, Blofeld, maybe he escapes prison, and Eon want to play this bit of nostalgia and want to keep the fans happy. Now, if there's a Volcano Lair, or it's an underground bunker in the volcano, whatever you want to call it, because it's obviously not going to be, I'd say it's not quite going to be like Ken Adams' Volcano Lair, the stunning design in You Only Live Twice. But if it's this big kind of set piece, then hopefully we're going to get action like the old days, like in You Only Live Twice, where all the ninjas slide down, like in The Spy Who Loved Me, where all the commandos are going at it, and the naval guys, you got I think the Russians and the British guys against the Spectre goons, and the big shootout. That's what Bond fans want. We want that huge type of shootout. And that's what Spectre the film was absolutely missing. Daniel Craig escaping from that location, the lair, the crater lair, after having his head drilled in, was ridiculous. So yes, bring back the big lair, bring it back, but bring back the big shootouts. That's what the fans want to see. Now, I actually want to defend Daniel Craig here. See, I am a fair guy, and I'll always defend things where they should be defended. In this article by the Daily Mail, the writer, I mean, good on him in a way. He's obviously a bit of an anti-woker, and if you're an anti-woker journalist, then I'm with you. That's great. That's cool. But you've also got to be fair. This journalist in here said that Daniel Craig brought Phoebe Waller-Bridge on to write the film to include more woke stuff. That is not true. That is not true at all. Has she naturally brought woke stuff? Most likely, because she's a feminist, and feminism and woke, they belong in the one sentence together. But Daniel Craig has said over and over again that he brought Phoebe Waller-Bridge onto the film to help beef up comedy, humour, a light touch, and she's gone on more and more and written more, you know, female characters, but she was not brought on specifically to make the film woke. So you got to be fair where it's due, and I think that was a little bit harsh. I also want to thank my friend Nick. Nick, I'm going to try and say your surname, buddy. Malinakis. Thank you very much, Nick, because Nick brought this article to my attention today, and I thought, oh, I've got to get back into a video, so I will do a video on this. Also, in the article, it basically talked about the running time of the film. Now, the running time is apparently going to be 2 hours and 54 minutes. They've said 180 minutes. Well, to me, that adds up, unless my math is completely wrong, to 174 minutes. So, for me, I don't care if the film is 100 and, let's say 180. I don't care if it's 180 minutes, a 3-hour film. If it's that long, if it's not woke, if it's James Bond being James Bond and there's lots of action, there's some humour in there that fits in the plot and it's not stupid, and it's great, then I'm all for it. Do I think they work best at a long running time? No, not really. However, I'm willing to make an exception and just accept it for what it is, because it is really, in a way, it's the first time ever in the James Bond film history that they're tying up an actor's movie back catalogue. It's never been done before. You know, Connery wasn't tying anything up. Lazenby certainly wasn't tying anything up. Roger Moore wasn't tying anything up. There hadn't been a full story arc, even though obviously Skyfall's not quite in the story arc, and they try to shoehorn that in, which we know is rubbish, but they're trying to round it all out, and maybe they're going to make up for a lot of things. Now, Ben Whishaw has said that a lot of strands from Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, Spectre, etc. are all coming into this film, so different strands. So that could be really interesting, and I'm hoping they've actually done, whether it's they've used de-aging or whatever, but I hope in some ways they bring in scenes from the backgrounds, like with Lashifa or with Green and other characters. I hope they do that, and they show them at different levels in the past that they were all part of Spectre. And I think that's kind of needed to do. Also, it says that Rami Malek is an eco-terrorist, and we've heard the stories that he's going to use algae apparently to attack the world, and he wants to take revenge on the world. I'm not sure how that's going to go. It sounds a bit naff to me. And why would he then want to destroy the world if he's such an eco, you know, good guy? Bad guy to us, but a good guy in his own mind. Why would then he want to destroy the world? So that doesn't kind of make a lot of sense to me. But with the film being 180 minutes, I don't care, guys. As long as it's an incredible film, then, you know, it's going to be a cool 3-hour sit down on DVD or at the cinema. But of course, it's probably going to hurt the box office as well. I think a 3-hour film, no matter how great it is, it can take its toll on people, time going to see it, on how many times they want to sit through it, and especially if it's so deep and so emotional, they may not want to sit through it time and time again. So I think that is absolutely going to be a factor in the success of this film at the box office. Guys, that is all Krazy Kajeevie has for you today. Thank you so much to all those that have subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed, please do, guys. That would be really, really awesome. And don't forget, leave your comments and let me know below what you think. And until next time, keep on bonding and say hi to your mum for me.
Rami Malek's not gonna get my lair. I'll sort him out.